The Baby Snooks Show. Starring Fanny Bryce as Baby Snooks with Hanley Stafford as Daddy, and brought to you by Tums.
My daddy loves it.
Oh, excuse me, Dick.
Oh, well, if it isn't Hanley Stafford. How are you, Daddy?
Oh, not so good, Dick. Have you seen my hat?
You're wearing it.
Oh, thanks. Kid'll be the death of me.
Trouble with Snooks?
Plenty. And it all started over a very innocent thing, too.
Would you like to unburden yourself, Daddy?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I was sitting in my study reading the evening paper when my pride and joy burst in on me.
Daddy!
Snooks, I'm reading the paper, and I'll appreciate it very much if you don't disturb me.
Read me the funny.
No. I want to read the market reports.
Now read me the market report.
Look, here's a piece of the paper. Go and read it yourself.
All right. 10 and 8. Revive. Control.
Snooks, can't you read to yourself?
I am, Daddy.
I mean without talking.
Can you read without talking?
Certainly.
Let me hear you.
If I don't talk, how can you hear me?
Well, if I don't hear you, then how do I know you're reading?
You don't have to know it. I know it.
Why?
Oh, leave me alone. And don't read out loud. Understand?
Understand. Do you know this woman's button hook?
What's that?
Here's a picture of a lady, and it says, do you know this woman's button hook?
Let me see that.
Here.
It says, do you know this woman? Where'd you get that button hook?
Right there.
That's a question mark. Button.
Button hook.
The woman was found wandering around the streets. She's an amnesia victim. Very interesting.
What is it, Daddy?
Poor lady doesn't know who she is. She can't remember anything. She's suffering from verbal amnesia.
I want some, Daddy.
Somewhat.
Milk of magnesia.
I said verbal amnesia.
Oh.
It's a mental disorder in which the afflicted person displays an inability to remember the proper words.
Bad, ain't it?
Oh, very bad.
Yeah.
For instance, if you hold this newspaper up to an amnesiac and asked him to name it, he might call it a bottle.
Why?
Because there's a disturbance of perception, probably caused by hysteria or a psychic trauma which irritates the lenticular zone. I think. Oh, what do you like? Well, it's a very serious condition. When it happens, the patient usually forgets everything that occurred up to the moment of the shock.
I want to catch it, Daddy.
Now, what for?
Well, I won't have to do my homework.
Never mind that. You go and do your homework this very minute, or you'll catch something else.
All right. Goodbye, Daddy.
What? I don't like it. She's too darned obedient. Oh, well. At least I can read in peace now.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Fanny Bryce as Baby Snooks. Trouble has already developed. Daddy let Snooks out of his sight for a few minutes, and she disappeared. After hours of frantic telephoning, he's finally discovered her in a police station. And she claims she doesn't know who she is. Listen.
Yes, sir, we got a kid here all right, but you don't know her name.
Well, I'm sure it's my child. The description is perfect. Can I see her?
Well, the doctor's in with her now. Hey, she's an awful holy terror.
Well, that's Snooks, all right. What has she done?
What ain't she done? Grabbed the keys from the jailer and turned out the prisoners' loose.
Oh.
And after we give her around 5 pounds of candy, too. She eats like a crocodile.
Don't tell me. Let me see her quick.
Yes. Here's the doc now. You better talk to him.
Oh, hello, Doctor. I'm Mr. Higgins, little girl's father. Is she all right?
Yes, she's fine, Mr. Higgins, but I'm afraid she's suffering from an attack of amnesia.
Oh, she's faking, Doctor. I know she is.
Why do you say that?
Because I know where she got the idea. I read an item to her today about a woman with amnesia.
Mr. Higgins, are you questioning my diagnosis?
Oh, no, Doctor, but
It's a true case of amnesia if I ever saw one, and I've seen plenty. Come in with me.
Oh, Snooks. Snooks.
Hello.
You see, Doctor? She knows me.
Now, don't be too sure. Do you know who this is, little girl?
Uh-huh.
Aha, there, wise guy. What'd I tell you? I tell him who I am, Snooks.
Seabiscuit.
Well, Mr. Higgins?
I don't understand it. She must know. It can be possible.
Oh, yes, it can.
Oh, yes, it can.
The child doesn't even know her own name.
She does, too. It's Snooks.
No, it ain't.
Well, what is it?
Stinky.
Doc, I swear she's putting it on. Isn't there any test you can give her?
If you'll just remain quiet for a few moments, I'll give her a test to determine her retentive powers.
Okay, Doctor.
I'm hungry.
Well, I'll take you home soon, Snooks. Then we can have
Please.
something. Oh, excuse me.
Now, be good enough to hand me that telephone.
Certainly. Here, Doctor.
Now, Snooks, you see what I have in my hand?
Uh-huh.
Good. Now, I'm going to call off a list of words, and when I come to the correct name, you stop me.
It's a telephone, Snooks.
Please! Higgins, there will be no prompting.
Oh, excuse me, Doctor.
Ready, Snooks?
Ready, Doc.
Is this a pencil?
No.
Is it a watch?
No.
Is it a telephone?
Please.
Excuse me.
Mr. Higgins, if you persist in interfering, I shall have to leave the room.
It won't happen again, Doc.
Thank you. We'll proceed. Now, Snooks, look at this object again. Is it a steering wheel?
No, it ain't.
You're sure it's none of those things I mentioned?
I'm sure.
Fine. Can you name it?
Uh-huh.
Thank heaven.
What is it?
It's a diaper.
Oh, what's the matter with you? It's a telephone.
Are you sure, Mr.
Why,
Higgins?
of course I'm sure. It is a telephone, isn't it?
Is there any doubt in your mind?
I don't know. I'm not sure. What's going on here?
The man's crazy, Doctor.
Snooks, this object is a telephone. It happens to be a telephone extension. Have you any idea what an extension is used for?
Mm-hmm.
What?
So Mommy can listen in on Daddy.
Aha! You see, she does know who she is. She just gave herself away.
Mr. Higgins, you're making it very difficult for me to conduct this examination. The child has shown no signs of returning to a normal state. The fact that she mentioned a mummy and daddy proves absolutely nothing.
So there, wise guy.
She's just faking this so she won't have to go to school.
Mr. Higgins, you're only aggravating the condition. I know how to discover whether or not she's malingering if you'll only let me.
Yeah.
Oh, forgive me, Doctor. I'm terribly upset.
Very well. We'll continue with the telephone experiment. Now, Snooks, I want you to call a number on this telephone.
Which number?
I want you to try and remember this number. Oxford 5580.
Oxford 5580. That's an easy number, Snooks. Just think.
Mr. Higgins!
Oh.
Can you remember it, Snooks?
No.
Well, now, here's a very simple way to do it. Oxford, think of an ox or a cow. 5, think of your 5 fingers. Another 5, think of your toes. 8, think of all the candy you just ate. And O, think of something round, like donuts. Got it?
Got it.
Now, here's the phone. Call the number.
Hope she gets it right.
Cow. Give me cow foot. Fingers, toes, candy, nuts.
No. Snooks. It's oxtail. 5, 5, 8,
Mr. Higgins, you even forgot it yourself.
Oh, that's because I'm so excited. What is the broken down number?
It's Oxford 8 I have it written down here. Oxford 5580. I'll call it.
I don't get the point of all this.
You will in a minute. Hello? Get me Oxford 5580. Now, take the phone, Snooks.
Why?
A woman will answer it, and I want you to ask her for a lady's red hat with a mouse-colored feather on the bottom. Try and retain that.
All right. Hello?
Fine amnesia test.
Hello? I want a lady mouse bottom with a feather hat.
Not a lady mouse. A mouse-colored feather.
I want a colored mouse with a feather on the bottom.
No!
Will you please let her work it out for herself? Go on, Snooks.
Hello? on a lady's hat with a mouse with a red...
Snooks! All right, hang up. Mr. Higgins, the child is positively suffering from amnesia.
Look, Doctor, will you let me try something?
Go ahead, try anything you like, but I'm convinced.
Okay. Now, Snooks, will you try to remember who you are if I buy you a pair of skates?
No.
A new bicycle?
No. But I might try if you buy me a pony.
All right, I'll buy you a pony.
A brown pony?
Yes, a brown pony.
I don't like brown ponies.
Well, I'll buy any kind of pony you like if you remember who you are. Now, try hard.
I'm trying.
Is it coming?
It's no use, Daddy. I don't know who I am.
Oh, I see. But you just called me Daddy, didn't you?
Did I?
You certainly did. Now tell the doctor you were faking. Go on.
I want to go home, Daddy.
Well, does that convince you, Doctor?
She seems like she's coming out of it now. Do you feel better, Snooks?
No, I got a headache.
Well, when you get her home, Mr. Higgins, bathe her head in salt water.
Bathe her head in salt water. Oh, what for?
It'll toughen the skin a little and make her insensitive to pain.
I better sit in it, too.
I'll say you'd better. Come on. We'll talk this over.
But I insist, Mr. Higgins, the child definitely had an attack. I can tell you how to avoid a recurrence, too.
Never mind. I know how to fix this so she'll never forget.
How?
Snooksy, I'm going to give you something that you'll remember as long as you live.
What is it, Daddy?
Just this.